Hi friends, breaking news. This is terrible news. Brandon Aiyuk, 49ers, former wide receiver that they extended, gave a giant contract to, and he's still technically on their roster right now. They're paying him this year. Brandon Aiyuk. He just posted a video. He's obviously been I talked about it on my last stream. He made an Instagram post kind of teasing the 49ers. Then he made a YouTube video yesterday. It was 17 seconds. It was him and Jamba Juice, and he captioned it, "When the CTE starts hitting." A lot of people in Brandon Aiyuk's comments, trolls, fans of other teams, fans of the 49ers have been kind of giving him a hard time, being like, "Hey, dude, what the hell's going on with you? Like, do you have CTE? Like, how are you walking away from hundreds of millions of dollars and just not showing up anymore?" Kyle Shanahan, on a couple of press conferences ago earlier this week, said that they've tried reaching out to Brandon, that he's been distant, he's been unavailable, he's not responsive to them. So anyways, yesterday, Brandon Aiyuk posted on his YouTube video, 17 seconds, him and Jamba Juice doing a little dance, and he captioned it, "When the CTE starts hitting." CTE obviously being the brain disease that a lot of football players end up getting. You can't test for it until after they passed away, but a lot of football players have, committed I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, but taken their own life, harmed other people, stuff like that. And then once they passed away, they've tested their brains and they've had CTE. It's a really serious illness or disease. The NFL really tries to cover it up, obviously, because it happens because of football, and the NFL wants football to be successful. I, as a fan, obviously go through cognitive dissonance because I don't want to support something that is actively, harming people. But at the same time, I grew up a football fan, everything. Anyways, I'm trying to get to the point. I'm just trying to also explain for people who don't know. So people in his comments for weeks have been making a joke, being like, "Hey, is the CTE hitting?" I know it's not a funny joke, but they're saying, "Is that why you're acting crazy?" Basically, because when CTE starts to hit, you get memory loss, you start acting erratically, you can be way more aggressive, way more impulsive. And so Brandon Aiyuk, trying to be in on the joke, yesterday posts a video of him acting ridiculous in a Jamba Juice on his YouTube. Today, just now, which is why I'm going live right now, the 49ers had practice today. Now, I think it's important to note that Brandon Aiyuk knows when the 49ers practice, because he gets those alerts in the same way that I'm on the media, so I can see when Kyle Shanahan's going to talk at a press conference. I can see when the 49ers go out to practice. Brandon Aiyuk is technically still on the team, even though they put him on the injured / did not show up list. He's still on the team. He's getting paid this year. They wiped his contract, but for 2026. So he's literally still getting paid this year. He's getting all the same alerts. He knows when they're practicing. The 49ers currently just got out of practice about 25 minutes ago. The press conference earlier today where Kyle Shanahan talked was around 1:30. And then after that, they went out to practice. So John Lynch, Kyle, and all of Brandon Aiyuk teammates are in Levi's. They're in that building, and Brandon Aiyuk is aware of this. Also, all the media that talks about Brandon Aiyuk, that's been covering this, they are in Levi's, and Brandon Aiyuk knows this. I think that that's important to say, because I'm going to talk about something that I think a lot of people have thought so far, this is a joke, it's harmless, people are making this a bigger deal than it needs to be. I don't think it's that anymore. I think it's scary. So, Kyle talked around 1:30, then they went out to practice. Around 3, this video was posted to Brandon Aiyuk's YouTube channel. I assume that he probably recorded it before posting it, because unless you're live streaming like I am now, I almost did, a pre-recorded video, then you have to upload it, so it takes some time. So around 3, this hour today, Brandon Aiyuk uploads a video of himself showing off his car. He's saying, "Hey, I have this he's been showing off cars. This is a big thing that people have been making fun of him for, because it's like, dude, you just got your contract wiped and you're spending all this money on cars. Give me 1 second. I'm getting an update on my computer. Sorry, I realized I had to hit this button. I don't even have a thumbnail for this. I just wanted to go live as soon as I saw it. Okay. Brandon Aiyuk is showing off his car in this YouTube video. He's saying he doesn't drive it enough, so it went dead. They had to jumpstart it. And then he shows himself getting in the car and driving it. He's driving on the freeway, and he goes 107 miles an hour on the freeway. He's speeding, reckless driving. He's completely reckless. He's weaving in and out. He's speeding on the highway. That's bad enough. I know a lot of us speed. I every once in a while go over the speed limit, but I'm going with the flow of traffic. I'm going like 80 if it's like a long, on the 5 coming from Southern California to Northern California, stuff like that. 107 is very, very fast to be going. Like, you don't just casually drive that. He's doing it on purpose. He's weaving in and out. This is on his YouTube video, by the way. Like, he's recording that himself. This is, by the way, it is a felony to go that fast. And he's recording himself committing a felony. By the way, I know that he said he wasn't going to fight anything that the 49ers are trying to waive, but if the 49ers try to get some of the money that they're supposed to owe him this year, this is not going to help him at all. Because I can't believe how reckless this is. So he's reckless driving on the freeway. He pulls off. It's very clear I have gone to Levi's a bunch. I know the road. So he's pulling off onto the road that Levi's Stadium is on. And sorry. For those of you who are new here, because I don't know, but when I was in Tampa, I went to Tampa Bay to cover the 49ers, and I witnessed a really horrible car accident right before the game. I was just on a walk right outside Tampa Bay's, the Buccaneers Stadium, and I witnessed a big car accident where a woman who was standing on the side of the street waiting to cross the street was murdered, and the car that had just tried to swerve out of someone's way because someone ran a red light because they were speeding, that person was ejected out of their car and also passed away. And I had to call 911. And it was really horrible. And I could see them on the ground, and I haven't totally processed that yet. Obviously. But anyway, so all that to say is I take reckless driving very seriously. I'm not like a grandma driver. I even my partner and my friend kind of drive too slow, in my opinion. So I'm not trying to judge someone for, going a little bit over the speed limit. Everyone does that. I do that. I still do that even after watching this car accident in Tampa. But what Brandon Aiyuk was doing was going 107 on the highway. He pulls off and he's on the road right outside Levi's. If you guys haven't been to Levi's, there's a bunch of hotels. It's a 2-lane each way road. There's a divider in between the road, and there's hotels and tons of intersections. There's a big convention center on the left side of the road. Levi's is over here on this side of the road. Then there's the 2 lanes. There's intersections, people, hotels. People are constantly walking, crossing these intersections. A lot of times they're standing on, waiting for the crosswalk. But a lot of times I personally, and I've seen a ton of the other journalists, I've seen Ricky Pearsall, I've seen a bunch of people just they just go across the road really quick instead of waiting for the little walk sign. Because it's what I'm trying to say is people are constantly walking on this road. This is not a highway now. This is a road where the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. It is I don't know, what do you call it? Residential? It's not housing, but it's a ton of hotels, the stadium, the convention center, stoplights, the stoplights are really close together. You can't go fast or you're going to go through an intersection because there's so many stoplights and you have to go slow on this road. If you guys have been to Levi's, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Brandon Aiyuk, you can see on because he's recording this as driving. So he's not only, by the way, speeding, but he's also recording while he's driving. And you can see his dashboard. It says the speed limit that he's going. So it's on the highway, it says 107. Going past Levi's commercial area. Thank you. Going past Levi's, where once again, I have run across that road. I've watched Ricky Pearsall run across that road. I've watched Larry. I've watched Matt Mayoko, David Lombardi, Grant, like media people. Isaac Arendo I've seen cross this road. Like, you park over here. The parking is here, and Levi's is here, and there's multiple within a couple 100 feet of each other crosswalks. So you have to, it's a 25-mile-an-hour zone, and people are constantly running across. Not to mention, by the way, there's just like people who work in the convention center that have nothing to do with Levi's. Brandon Aiyuk posts a video of himself going 104 down this road. He speeds through an intersection. He's speeding. He shows Levi's as he's speeding by. So he shows it. He turns up this song. It's a rap song. It's basically saying, F you guys, you lied on me. I didn't look up the actual rap song, but the lyrics were, like, you can't keep me down, trying to keep me down. You're lying on my name, whatever. That was the song. He turns up the music, speeds by, shows Levi, shows his speed limit, and then kind of not slams, but like speeds through the first intersection. If you're going into Levi's, there's one right here, and then a couple 100 yards later, there's another intersection. So he shows himself speeding through the first one, showing Levi's, then he slows down, stops at the next stoplight, turns down the music, and then says something to like, I'll play it. I think I can play it. I don't have it here. But so this shows him. I don't know. Can you see this? I don't know how to focus it. But this is his car. You can, if there wasn't a blur, you'd be able to see there's Levi's right here. The road is right here. I know you can't see it. It's on Brandon Aiyuk here. Can you see it this way? I'm trying to make it so there's no glare.
Her cousins kind of went.
Okay. So you can't really see it. What I'll do is I'm live right now, but I'll try to upload. I took a recording in case YouTube takes it down. But I'll try to upload the recording to my own YouTube channel. It's on Brandon's right now. I don't know, once again, if it will be taken down. You couldn't really see it because of the glare, because of the light and stuff. But on the YouTube video, there's no glare. It's very clear. Brandon Aiyuk, 104, Levi's Stadium, slows down. And then let me see the rest of it. Hold on. So he's speeding by. This is just it's like very sad and dangerous. It's really sad. Why is this not? What's going on? Play. Okay. So let me see. What if I go like this? Is there any way for me to show this? Not like this. So he turns up his thing. He's flipping off Levi's. Now he's rapping and driving and showing that he's going 104. Now he's going 80. He's slowing down. And then listen to what he says. He's showing Levi's. He's showing the intersection.
Spun on them little niggas.
So hold on. I'm going to replay that really quick. At this point, he's slowing down. I know you can't see this. If you look it up, you can see everything clearly. It's just because there's a glare.
Spun on them little niggas.
Okay, so stunting on them or something. I don't know. Obviously, I can't say the N-word. Your monitor has a glare. Turn off. That's reflecting on your phone. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, going over in the video that I'll try to put it on my YouTube, and it's actively on Brandon Aiyuk's YouTube right now. He's going 107 on the highway and then pulls off, drives by Levi's, turns up his radio, shows Levi's, shows his dashboard. He's going 104. He zooms by and then eventually slows down to 80 and 70 and stops at the next intersection after, like I said, speeding through at 104, the intersection that Kyle Shanahan walks through, John Lynch walks through, all of his teammates walk through, all of the media walk through, fans walk through. It's just really scary. And not only, by the way, not only is it scary for the people he could have hit who would have died, But one wrong move, Brandon Aiyuk is driving this car. He's flipping off the stadium like this. He's driving. He must be, maybe he's wearing those like meta glasses because you can see both of his hands. I don't know how he's recording, but he's going like this. He's literally not touching the steering wheel. Someone said this is way beyond football. The 49ers are literally paying Brandon Aiyuk right now. And I cover the 49ers, and this is a wide receiver who I'm like worried, like I'm worried that if he would have saw John and Kyle, he could have ran them over. I'm worried that if there was a fan there that he didn't see in time, he wouldn't have been able to stop in time. I'm worried that one wrong move for him, like that. By the way, like I'm worried that Brandon Aiyuk is gonna hurt himself. I'm sorry if that seems like a dramatic jump. Like he's driving with his at 107 with no hands on the wheel. Like clearly there's something going on. He's clearly upset. You know, he was crying after the Super Bowl 2 years ago when he barely got any targets. He came back after a really tumultuous offseason, got paid, and then got his knee blown out. Like I'm worried that he will hurt himself intentionally or unintentionally. In that video, there were so many times I was like holding my breath, like one wrong, just like, oop, you accidentally turn. He could have slammed into the center divider and killed himself. And then maybe, by the way, flipped his car and killed someone else. But also himself. Like, I'm more like, where's Brandon Aiyuk's wife? And I hate to bring up, like, I'm not trying to blame it on a woman, but his agent, where's his agent? There was some talk amongst the 49ers media that his agent hadn't been able to get a hold of him in a couple months. I'm worried about Brandon Aiyuk's health. As a football fan, I love football and I've watched Brandon Aiyuk, take hits. I've watched him, like, I don't want to feel complicit in some guy losing his mind. And we've seen this happen a lot with athletes, unfortunately. And I do think it's important to talk about. And I just wanted to kind of come on my channel and say, like, this has been like a joke. Like I said, literally yesterday, Brandon Aiyuk was, posting on his own, like making a joke of it. I've seen a lot of fans be like, good riddance. Like, we don't need to worry about this. Like, on to the next. He's going to go to the Commanders. This doesn't sound like a guy who's like thinking logically, who has a strategy, who, forced his way out of the 49ers on purpose, but he's going to go somewhere else. And like, this sounds like someone who is spiraling. I don't think he has a plan going forward. I don't think he's talking to his agent. I don't think he knows what's going on. I think he probably shattered his knee, his entire identity. Like when you grow up playing football from the age of 2, 4, and you're an all-star, that's your whole personality. Brandon Aiyuk had missed, I think, the most 3 games in his entire NFL, like every season. I think he played a season where he didn't miss any games, and I think he played 2 seasons where he missed 2 games. So he's constantly been like, that's been his identity. He got hurt. Kyle Shanahan admitted to the press that he had been really distant since being hurt. And I worry about his brain. I worry where his mental state is. I mean, that video is terrifying. The fact that he posted it and admitted to committing a felony. But I'm so glad that, there was no wrong move. I mean, obviously the whole thing is wrong, but that even though he was being so reckless, I'm so glad that he is alive to post it online. Like, okay, like you were reckless, but you you got away with it. You came out alive enough to post it and you didn't kill anyone else. So I think this shit is very serious. And I think John Lynch and Kyle need to reach out to his agent, need to reach out to him personally. Like, it is on that, like he's on their team. I know people are saying like, why, the 49ers shouldn't care. He's currently on their team. If I ran track in college, and if someone like was having a down day, the coach would reach out to them. Like, it is your responsibility to do that. Obviously, like Kyle and John aren't responsible for Brandon Aiyuk committing felonies and posting these things online, but like, as a human, you need to reach out to this person. And I really hope that his family is reaching out to him. I hope that they don't know he's, I hope that his wife watches this and she's shocked that he's acting like this and she tries to get him help. I know his mom is a nurse. I hope she tries to get him help, but I don't know if he's accepting help, because what I've heard from behind the scenes is that he's not getting back to people. He's not getting back to his agent and stuff. So anyways, I was looking at I'm looking at the comments, but I think part of this feels more dramatic to me because I saw a car accident this year. Like I said, covering the Tampa Bay game. I was in Tampa, and I watched a horrific car accident, and I know how quickly it happens. I think when you're young, you don't think about that. Like, once again, I'm not saying Brandon Aiyuk is a horrible person. I speed to this day, and when I was younger, I've been, in a breakup, and I think I when I lived in San Luis Obispo, I was going through a breakup and having a hard time, and I remember after work going on a back road and driving really fast and being like, but what I'm saying is, like, I wasn't doing good. I was feeling not good, and I'm worried about Brandon Aiyuk, and I hope that he has people around him that are going to check on him. And I'm so glad that he came out of this alive and that he didn't hurt anyone else. But I hope that I hope that it continues to be not a big deal. But I think that this is a big deal. I think this is a cry for help. If I was anyone on the 49ers, I'd feel worried for, like, he is acting erratically. He's acting like he's not thinking. He does not have any impulse control right now. He's posting himself committing crimes online. Like, what would he have done if he's mad at Kyle and John? What would he have done if they were walking by? Maybe nothing. Probably nothing. But we don't know, because he's not acting like Brandon Aiyuk. He's not acting like someone who's in a sane state of mind. So I hope that he gets help. Anyways, that was the point of this video. I couldn't believe that was posted. It makes me heartbroken for Brandon Aiyuk. I hope he's okay. And I hope everyone at the 49ers facility stays okay. I hope fans stay safe. Once again, I think also just like seeing the stadium, seeing that intersection, like, I've ran across that intersection 10 times. I've watched so many, like, it's a commercial. Someone said commercial. It's a commercial area. Like, people are walking. You shouldn't drive that fast on a highway, because you can spin out of control and hit another car, kill yourself. But you definitely shouldn't do that where people are someone saying I'm doing too much. This guy was going 104 in an area where his teammates and people talking about him and fans who love him are walking up and down the street, and he could have killed himself or one of them. And I'm doing too much. He committed a crime, and posted it online. Anyways, I love you guys so much. What I wanted to say was, I'm praying for Brandon Aiyuk. I'm glad that no one ended up hurt out of this video, but I hope there's no more videos. And I hope if Brandon Aiyuk thinks it's not a big deal or I'm doing too much, that he doesn't do it again. Okay, it was a joke. I'm overdramatic. Prove me right. Don't do anything else bad. I'd rather be overdramatic and nothing bad happen than something bad happen and me be proven right. So anyways, that's the update for Brandon Aiyuk. Additionally, I was going to do this isn't a, great time to talk about this, right now, but sorry. I think also, like, the Tampa thing is really coming up for me. I want to cry every time I see it. Brandon Aiyuk could hurt himself or someone else. It's really is that serious. But anyways, Ricky Pearsall has a knee bruise, so he's not going to be going to Indianapolis, and he's going to be out. I think, they're really going to have to focus on stopping the run game. Defensively, I'm not scared of Phillip Rivers. I think the 49ers are going to beat the Colts, but I do think it'll be a close game because the defense has really struggled against the run, and the Colts have Jonathan Taylor, who's an excellent running back. But I think if Brock Purdy can not turn the ball over, they can. It sucks that Ricky's gone because he did have a good game, and we can get into that later, just like Ricky and being able to stay healthy and stuff like that. But I think, they should spam, target George Kittle a lot. I know they need to get Kendrick Bourne a couple more touches so he can get his bonus. So give the ball to him. And then I'm sure, in the run game, they're going to use Christian McCaffrey. Hopefully they do a good job at adding Brian Robinson in there too, because he's averaging more yards per carry right now than that. Anyways, I'm going to do a separate video where I talk more about the Colts game and the 49ers. I know right now the Eagles and Washington are playing. Right before halftime, when I saw the Brandon Aiyuk video, I think the Commanders were up. Let me double check. I'm excited. I'll probably do an instant reaction to the Packers-Bears game. I have to do a little Christmas shopping. Right now, Philadelphia's up on the Commanders. It's 14-10. I might do a little instant reaction to the Packers-Bears game later on, because all of these games are they influence the 49ers playoff seeding. So that's why that's important. But anyways, I really love you guys. I feel like maybe I should be putting the 49ers injury and talking about that stuff in a separate video. So really quickly, just in case I don't, Shanahan said that Ricky Pearsall got close, but not close enough to being able to be available for Monday Night Football. He did not practice at all this week, and he will be continuing to stay in the Bay Area so that he doesn't exaggerate any already existing inflammation that he has in his knee. They fly to Indianapolis today after practice. Once again, they're all in the facility that Brandon Aiyuk just drove recklessly by, which I would be scared about. The injury reports out is Ricky Pearsall's out, and then cornerback Renardo Green, he had a neck injury, so he's out. Questionable is Yetur Gross-Matos. He's been on IR for quite some time, but he could come off right before kickoff. Kyle said that he's going to make the decision on Monday, and that could be really helpful because the 49ers need defensive help, clearly. Linebacker Tatum Bethune, he's obviously very important. He could start. Sam Okwananu is also returning. Linebacker Kendrick Bourne could be elevated from the practice squad because they need a lot of linebacker help. Nick Martin, this is really sad, especially when we're talking about mental health and stuff. Nick Martin is going on IR. This is now his third week. Am I oversaying that? Is it second or third? Third, I think, week that he's been out with a concussion. So my prayers go to Nick Martin. It's football's fun and you like to play it, but there is this reality that is very dangerous, and you'd almost rather break your arm than hurt your brain, So I hope Nick Martin's okay. He's going on IR. The 49ers definitely need help when it comes to their I was going to say their back seven, but they need help with the front four too. They can't get any freaking pressure. So defensively, it's going to be a struggle. I think their offense has enough power to overcome the Colts because Phillip Rivers, although it's impressive, he's 44 and playing, he can't really throw the ball down the field. They're going to have to mostly rely on their run game. I think you should have a lot of pressure up front. Move your back seven close to the line of scrimmage. We saw that happen when Jimmy Garoppolo used to play for the 49ers. They would kind of shorten the field because they knew he was going to throw downfield. The 49ers should do the same thing with Phillip Rivers. And I think that the 49ers will win this game. My apologies for getting emotional. I hope Brandon Aiyuk's okay. I'm glad that everyone else is okay. And I hope that he doesn't continue to do reckless things. Once again, I'm a fan of football, but I know that it's, these are real people's lives. We call them pieces, and I think we talk about them like they're okay, one guy's down, next guy's up, but it's like, these are real people with real human lives who are injuring their brains and stuff. So I hope that I hope that this is all a big joke and I'm overreacting. Anyways, but I really love you guys, and I hope you have a fun night tonight and a fun time with your family. My partner's going to Indy, and then we're going to celebrate with his family, and then going to celebrate with my family. I think I'm also just I was just at Levi's with my dad. as someone, I'm so grateful to be alive. I love my life so much. I love my family so much. I love my friends so much. And I think it's hard for me to see someone else struggling and not feel emotional. But I know this is kind of overdramatic and silly. I'm praying for everyone's health, praying for Nick Martin. Like I said, Ricky Pearsall out with the knee, Renardo Green out with the neck, questionable, Yatura Gross Matos, and then returning / could start is Tatum Bethune, which would be very promising, and Sam Okwonanu. So that's good for them. And yeah, I'll definitely be doing another live that's less emotional and more talking about the game before that, probably tomorrow. But I also might do a little instant reaction to the Bears-Packer game tonight. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me a lot. Thank you so much. And give your friends or family or whoever's around you an extra hug for me, because I know I'm thinking about my dad and my sister and everyone I love. So yeah, love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I really hope that people reach out to Brandon Aiyuk and he's okay. And I'm glad no one else is hurt too. Bye guys. Thank you. Love you.